guys hear me okay? I'm trying not to be too loud since it is kind of early in the morning / late at night for a lot of people. I'm double checking to make sure. There we go. Okay, I turned up my mic up a decent bit. So, because I'm going to be talking kind of quiet today. Identify. Hi, Mr. Dudson. I'm Marky. Hi, Vibrates. You hear me clearly? Okay, cool. I was worried because I had my mic, my BGM at the same volume. Can hear you? Okay. Thank you all for the confirmation. It is 11 a.m. here. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. here for me. Audio all good on the YouTube side as well. That's good to know. That's good to know. Okay. I know my title sounds scary for anyone who didn't see me upset in in my Discord server, but I promise I'm just here to talk about I don't know, sometimes you just really need to sit and speak out your feelings on things, if that makes sense. Because I don't know, it's just one of those things where it really hits you. I guess I'm just reminded of those YouTube videos where people would just get on and just talk, if that makes sense. Like, they would just talk at the camera for a period of time, you know, and then turn it off and have very minimal editing. And I don't know. I was inspired by that a little bit to just have I don't know how long I'll be doing this. I don't know how long I'll be talking. Who knows? We might even turn this into my full day stream or something. I don't know. I'm having a moment. Losing an Oshi. Did your Oshi graduate? Yes. One of my Oshis is graduating. And something that is so, like, intrinsically tied to very specifically, like, JP idol culture and VTubing culture, especially like JP VTubing or VTubing inspired by JP style VTubing, because Western VTubing clearly has like a much different view of it. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like talking about it today for just a bit. I'm sorry to have been the bearer of such sad news. It's okay. I would have learned sooner or later. I mean, you told me as she was actively live, so I got to catch the last bit of it. What I wanted to talk about first, just to bring up, was I thought it would be, let's go to my screen. There we go. This is her, you can see, this is Amane Kanata's important announcement page, and I thought I'd go over it for those who didn't get to read it. She posted this in JP and in English, so yeah. I'll let this 25 stream streak console you a little bit. Thank you, Mr. Dude Sam. I do appreciate that. That's crazy that you've been watching me for that long. That's crazy that any of you guys have been watching me for that long. And it is quite nice to hear. But yeah, this is what Amane Kanata posted earlier today. When did she post this? It was very recent. It's already trending now on all of basically YouTube. She posted it roughly 40 minutes ago. And yeah, roughly 40 minutes ago posted it. I saved it off of her Twitter account. She said, "To everyone who has always supported me and to all the Haimin," that's the name of her fans, her followers, Haimin. "I'm truly sorry for surprising you with this sudden announcement. I, Amane Kanata, will be graduating from Hololive on December 27, 2025, which marks my 6th anniversary. I'd like to explain the reasons for my graduation based on facts. Number 1, tasks far beyond the originally expected scope of my role occurred repeatedly. 2, as a result, there were periods in which the workload concentrated to the point that I could no longer keep up with my own activities. Due to the accumulated strain from work, I came to feel that continuing my activities in a healthy state had become difficult. I had been contacting the office about these issues for several years. However, the resolving them would have required a fundamental review of the organization's internal structure, and I ultimately judged that it would be difficult for me to continue my activities in a sustainable way. For this reason, I decided to graduate. This graduation was not determined suddenly. This decision was made several months ago. However, to prevent leaks and protect confidential information, strict information management was implemented, and as a result, the Hololive members and many staff members learned about this announcement at the same time as all of you. For this reason, there are no official graduation videos, no song covers, and no guest appearances by members at a graduation live. The reason is solely for information leak prevention and nothing more. These arrangements were made with the mutual agreement of Cover Corporation and myself. Regarding my activities after graduation, I have no plans to return or reincarnate. In addition, I do not have any accounts other than my official ones, including personal accounts. If any accounts appear that claim to be me or imply such, please be aware that they are all fake or impersonations. I devoted everything to Hololive. It is a place that changed my life, and in truth, I still have so many things I wanted to challenge and achieve here. I'm truly sorry that things have come to this result. And then there's page 2. Pull it up. I believe that's... yes. I love singing. I love idols. I love the internet. And I truly love VTuber culture. Thanks to all of you, I was able to spend 6 wonderful and happy years in Hololive, the place I love so much. Every day since my debut has been more exciting, more precious, and more overwhelming than anything I could have imagined before this journey. I've never once thought that I achieved any of this by my own strength alone. Without Hololive, I could have never had so many experiences. I was truly blessed. When I held my solo concert, when I released my album, and even after finishing an ordinary stream, in quiet moments I would find myself thinking, I'm really glad I worked so hard, and it's all thanks to everyone. That gratitude always came back to me. For every event, so many people worked behind the scenes, far more than I could ever imagine, and the reason all of that was possible was your support. I've always tried to hold on to that gratitude towards the hyena who cheered me on. I'm sorry that I couldn't repay that support by continuing my activities. I had my own sense of what it meant to be an idol, and I cared deeply, sometimes too deeply, about my work. I was stubborn, clumsy, and far from perfect, yet you never gave up on me. Thank you for supporting me. Meeting all of you, being able to work as an idol, that has become a source of pride I will carry for the rest of my life. Your comments, your words, your letters, I'm sure they will all appear in my final memories someday. I will never forget you, ever. I love you all truly. My activities as Amane Kanata will truly end on December 27th. Thank you for these 6 years. There's only a little time left, but I hope you'll watch as much as you can. Let's enjoy this time together. See you again in tomorrow's stream. Kanata Amane. It hurts a lot seeing someone who has clearly worked so hard for so long have to, in a sense, give up on a dream. And I think, obviously, it hurts so much for fans, but I sometimes feel like me personally as a VTuber having my own view of it hurts in its own way, because it's like seeing someone with a dream that you share and them having to give up on that dream. I'm gonna turn off the stuff for the subathon timer because I don't want this to be overshadowed. That's why I took everything out of the title for that. But just seeing someone who is sharing a dream with you to become an idol, to become something for people, to become kind of a I don't know what you could call it other than a source of happiness for people in such a unique way, truly hurts a lot. And I think the part of this that really hurts even more is the feeling of this not being the first time, if that makes sense. This is more maybe because of my personal things, but I've had many faves and Oshis have to quit their activities from for many different reasons, but it always hurts to see when it happens. And some might say, like, I always wonder what this looks like from the view of someone who doesn't necessarily engage in VTubing culture in the same way, or doesn't engage in VTubing culture at all. I guess what I would call a normie, a non-otaku. They, maybe it's me projecting, but I always wonder, are they scoffing at the tears of a passionate otaku just because they don't understand the true beauty that lies in loving something so purely? Sure, there's obviously a lot of very horny fans for idols and for VTubers, but at the end of the day, love for them is truly pure because they're really just doing things for you and not necessarily fully expecting anything in return other than your happiness. And sure, even me saying it it's obviously nice to get money or gifts in return because it shows that I've, worked hard for money, or that I've in this horrible capitalistic hellscape that we live in. But if I didn't have to, if I could just do this without needing to be paid for it, I would, because it just makes me happy knowing that there are people out there that see my content, see what I make, and are just happy. And they're just happy to see something like that. It helps them. And that's really what Kanata always did for me for a long time now. That's what a lot of my Oshis have been for me, is this just truly pure and beautiful kind of, I don't know, sense of happiness, sense of relieving pain from this painful daily life that we all have to live through. It hurts so much being alive. It really does. It hurts a lot. If you are someone who maybe didn't have a whole lot of friends growing up, or you were just different for whatever reason, maybe you have autism, or maybe you just had interests in things that other people didn't understand, it always hurts so much. And then as you get older, you realize that the things that, they kind of tell you that will make you successful in life aren't fun. They hurt you. Getting a job, having to try to quote unquote network just to make a living, just to survive, having people scoff at your interests, having people look down on you just because you're different. It hurts so much. And it always hurt me. And I couldn't take it anymore at a point, and I retreated from that type of life of having a job, having a part-time job, going out, talking to people, trying to live like how society tells you you're supposed to live. I stopped. I gave up on that. I couldn't do it anymore because it hurt so bad. And some of the only things that got me through that time, got me through being alive during that time, was idols, was VTubers, was my silly little otaku interests. And it's what made me want to be one, because seeing these people who, if you think about it, like, maybe they aren't even necessarily people, maybe they're fantastical creatures or something, maybe they're angels or demons or time travelers from another world, but at the end of the day, they are people. And They make the daily life so much easier to get through because, you know, you can kind of sit and think about the whole concept of if I if I do this one good thing for myself, you know, getting up in the morning, taking my medicine, taking a shower, picking up the trash, maybe even talking to someone, my Oshi would be proud of me. They would be proud and they would be happy that I'm taking care of myself. Because who knows? Even if they don't even know I exist, I know they exist. And thinking about the concept of you guys knowing I exist, I think it used to hurt a lot, but I feel like it almost hurts more seeing things like this, seeing things like Oshi's graduating. Hurts even more now that I am a VTuber, because I can look at all of you who watch me, who care for me, and love me. And seeing you get so happy when I acknowledge you, I can see it from their angle now too. I can see it from my own Oshi's angles, even if I'm not even your Oshi, even if I'm just someone you watch to pass the time, or that you put on the second monitor because you like hearing me yell. It's truly... I'm truly very thankful to be able to be given this position. But that means that seeing these people, my Oshis, going through these painful steps of having to stop being who they've been for Kanata, 6 whole years. That's so long if you think about it. I feel like I've been doing this forever and it hasn't even been a year. I couldn't imagine where I would be now. I can't imagine a life without being Denpa. And I haven't even been going a full year. So to think that she's been going for 6 whole years, it'll be her 6th anniversary. It's truly I think it's truly sad for her, and I understand her reasoning, of course, if you think about it. If you look at it all overall, the whole reasoning of, if you think of the fact that, you know, she has an ear disease. What is it called? I was looking it up. Meniere's disease. It infects your inner ear, and it's a lifelong condition. And there are obviously ways you can ease your symptoms, but considering she works herself so hard, as many VTubers and idols do, she probably didn't have time to properly, you know, to attempt to alleviate her symptoms, especially because in the VTubing sphere, a lot of work revolves around your ears, you know, your ability to speak, your ability to have a stamina to sit for long periods of time and engaging. But, and also, obviously, if you think about it, Hololive has changed so greatly from what it started as all the way back when it first started. It really did just start as like a quote-unquote virtual idol company. And it just started with a handful of girls that had a dream to be idols, but couldn't or didn't want to try to make it as real-life idols. Maybe they wanted, you know, some sort of anonymity, or maybe because the limits of their physical capabilities, or, you know, something along those lines made it so they couldn't, you know, be idols. They've changed and grown so much. Like you said, Markia. I'm gonna take off my hoodie, I'm warm. When I cry, I get really warm. Blah. But yeah, they've changed and grown so much from how they started back in the day. I mean, 2018, 2019, how long has Hololive even been around? It's been a while. Maybe looking up Hololive. Hololive. When did they start? When did Hololive start? It's been a long time. This I don't want the original website, I want Hololive. Nope. 2017 is when they started, and all of their first members started in May and June of 2018. That's been so long to think about. They've worked so hard, and so seeing, you know, Kanata be given so much extra work, and seeing I've noticed a lot of other idols in this company have you know, expressed, oh, this is so much more work than I expected when I was brought on, you know, however many years ago. Even some of them only 3 or 4 years ago. It's so much different from then. 2017, wow, 8 to 7 years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. So imagining that, obviously it would make sense that, you know, she wouldn't be able to continue working as she thought she could, because things were so much different back then. Now there's so much more to do, so much more you need to work towards. So if she wanted to continue, but she can't obviously change how the company works, and it's not the company's fault. I'm really tired of people saying, oh, this idol is graduating from this company, therefore this company is bad. I really think that's really reductive, and honestly taking away the agency of the idol or the talent themselves. Because obviously there might be things behind the scenes. I don't know why I'm lagging. I apologize for the lagging. But, you know, they there might be more behind the scenes for a lot of them, but at the end of the day, you must respect an idol's wishes and what an idol says. And if the idol says it's not the company's fault, and there's nothing else really backing up why, you know, kind of that fear, then you really ought to just respect the idol's wishes and love her for what she's done now, instead of trying to argue with people. Oh, she posted something 11 minutes ago. Yeah. A lot of idols were a lot of members of Hololive didn't know that this was happening, so they actually just learned today. They just learned as we learned, we the fans. But something so painful about losing an Oshi like this is that it never feels like it gets easier. Maybe certain, I guess, graduations feel easier than others because maybe you didn't watch that particular idol as much, so whenever you see them graduate, you give them it's more of a, oh, that's sad to see. Oh well. But others, it's like losing something integral to you. Something so beautiful about fandom culture is that you can dedicate so much of yourself. You can transform parts of yourself via, you know, this thing that you're into, this interest you have. So, seeing part of it go and leave must be so very painful. And my heart goes out especially to all of the diehard fans of Kanata who dedicated so much of their lives to her right now. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were angry even at this happening. But yeah, just the sheer pain that comes with this. And I mean, it's not like losing a family member or, you know, something of that caliber, but at the same time, it almost feels, it's like a different type of loss, because you're losing a part of yourself in that moment. You're losing something that brought you a sense of community, brought you a sense of joy, and it's like, obviously they're not dead, they're not dying, nothing. They're okay. Maybe they'll even reincarnate into a new person or something, but at the end of the day, it's still, you're losing something, and loss should be, should have a moment held for itself. You should hold some grace for yourself if you're feeling pain right now. I didn't watch much of Kanata because of the time difference and language barrier, but I saw so many clips of her, and they always made me laugh so much because of how goofy and silly they all were. It built a small but strong connection. The pain from this is so much, it's difficult holding back the tears. And that's the thing. You don't have to hold back the tears if you feel like crying over something like this. It doesn't make you weak to cry. It's never... You're never weak if you cry. I think that's really harmful that I've seen spread, is that people think it's weak to cry. It's never weak to cry. It lets you get out those emotions that you have in a really cathartic way, in a way that helps you feel better, because a lot of times when you internalize these feelings, they come out in more negative ways, like anger or a stronger grief. And so you should never feel bad for crying. Cry all you want. You deserve to cry. This is painful. This is sad and very painful. Some of my biggest Oshis, I remember when they graduated, I sobbed for hours. Because it really was like losing a part of myself. Losing that part of myself that was able to tell me every day that you're doing okay. That I'm here for you. Because knowing that they won't be there to tell you that is really painful. It hurts a lot. And no matter the type of pain, you should be allowed to feel it. Even if it's something, I guess it's that kind of thing of, thinking, well, it's not like I lost a family member. It's not like my house is on fire. It's not like this, that, or the other, But it still hurts you. You wouldn't tell a little kid who scraped their knee that, well, you didn't break your arm, so you shouldn't be crying. It still hurts. It still hurts to scrape your knee. You're allowed to be upset when you scrape your knee. And you're allowed to be upset when someone that brought you a lot of joy is no longer going to be around. Even if you'll have their content, maybe, held in your heart or, archived on a website. It's still gone, and it still hurts. I will always let the tears flow. Crying shows the amount of love and support you have for your Oshi, but also you don't want them to see you crying because it might make them feel a little sad. I'm of the belief that it's okay to cry in front of your Oshi because it shows them how truly touched they were. How truly touched you were by them. By the content they made, by the person that they were. Imagine your friend crying because something bad happened to you. Or because something good even happened to you. I feel like it would be really nice to kind of, I guess, see that in a way. Because it lets you know, hey, they care about me so much. I've done something right to make them feel so much for me. To make them care so much. And, for example, if I ever did something that made you guys cry, in a good way, or I guess even in a bad way, but not because I actually hurt you, I think I'd rather know about it. then have you put on a brave face and go, ah, that sucks. Like, oh, this hurt. This isn't fun. Because, I guess maybe it's my own selfishness, but knowing that, oh, these people really cared about me, or these people really care about me. It's really nice. And I think, sure, obviously it would make my Oshi sad, or make me sad if they knew I cried, or if I knew you cried, but that's just because, anyone feels sad when they see others in pain, doesn't it? So, but, I guess I'm rambling a little, but sometimes it's nice knowing that you've left such a deep impact on people. So, don't hide your pain. Don't hide it, because that just hurts you. And you don't deserve to feel more hurt in the moment than you already are. I guess. That's how I see it. Yeah. I guess I've been rambling for a while. I just had a lot of feelings about it, and I was really sad to see it. Kanata felt... Well, I was kind of the same in the sense that I couldn't consistently keep up with her streams because the language barrier, I don't know Japanese well enough to keep up with her, but I have been watching her on and off a lot, and a lot of clips from her for a long time now. And something that always hit, that like one of the things that really got me into her was seeing her be one of the first big corporate streamers to say, girl or boy, you deserve to be happy, and if you want to be a girl, then you can be a girl. If you want to be a boy, you can be a boy. No matter what, you deserve to feel happiness, and deserve to be who you want to be, and who you are. That was really important for me to see. I've never really felt that, I guess. Hi, Tochiko-san. Hello, Denpa. You're streaming late today. Yeah. I thought I'd, have a conversation about Oshi's. Things about Oshi's, the feeling of losing an Oshi, the feeling of, pain that one must endure often in this bitch of an earth. I guess if that's the right way to describe it, maybe a dramatic way, but it's how I feel about it. Denpa, if you were to graduate or something, I would cry so much that'll make the Nile look like a small river. You have a beautiful soul, an honest heart, and such inspirational words. The way you understand so much about how it is both to be an Oshi and as a fan just makes you so special. I will continue to support you always and forever till the end. Oh, this is the way you are, my Oshi. You understand so much on so many levels, and that's what makes me so drawn to you. Oh, I'm really glad it can be something like that for people. I'm really, really happy it can be something like that for people. That's always been my intent, and always, I think that's the most beautiful part of being a VTuber, or being an idol even. Because I know this pain is also obviously felt by a lot of fans of JP idols. I know recently a group that I like, a lot of their members are leaving, and it made me very sad. So it's just been a lot of this lately, and I think maybe it's also the fact that it is around the holiday season. It really hurts. And maybe to get even more personal with you all, this is my first year spending all of these holidays alone. I spent my birthday on stream, and that was fun, but it was the first year I didn't have any friends or any family around me to tell me happy birthday, or to spend the day with. I was alone. And on Thanksgiving, it was my first holiday alone. And this Christmas will be my first Christmas alone. and it makes me really sad. But one of the things that gets me through it is knowing that you guys are here. Is knowing that you'll all sit with me on the day, even if you're busy with your families. At least I'll know that you're thinking of me, and that makes me really happy. You'll never be alone as long as we're here. I'll make sure you'll always have a place here in my heart. We'll be here for you. Thank you. I'm sorry for getting emotional and I guess a little too personal in situations like this, but I guess I have to tell myself that if I'm okay with my Oshi's doing it, then I should feel okay doing it too. I want to cultivate a similar kind of fan base that my Oshis have created for themselves. I base a lot of the way that I conduct myself and the way that I try to build my fan base based on how I've enjoyed being in my Oshis kind of places. This is our emotional stream, Denpa. Don't worry or apologize. Yeah, it's funny. I even went to the fridge and got like a strong 0 just in case I was gonna get. I was like, if I get too heated or upset about this, I might have to start drinking. For context, I didn't. I haven't drank anything. It's just like on my desk for context. I just knew I'd get upset. When I wipe my eyes, I turn into Denpa stare, so you might end up seeing a lot of split seconds of me just like randomly NPC posing because I'm wiping my eyes. But yeah, it's just really sad seeing your most important people leave. Not a whole lot else I can say on it, other than it's just sad. Understandable. I'm also wiping my eyes and sniffling. Yeah. Maybe it's also because this isn't my first time dealing with something like this that I'm able to articulate my words a little better. If I were to explain my history of losing Oshis, it would look like it would be rather sad. Some of my very first, I think my very first Oshis ever were I always called them the Blue Boys of Niji-Sanji. Because it was back in 2023. I'm looking up exactly who it was. When it happened. I'm looking him up. Where did he go? When did he? Yeah. It was actually only a handful of days away from his anniversary. It would have been 3 years ago that he graduated. I really loved Niji-Sanji a lot back in the day. I got into Niji-Sanji back in 2022, early 2022. Yeah, probably March or so. Very early on. And obviously this was before a lot of the big mess that became Niji-Sanji and how I can't even describe what a mess that company is nowadays, or what even happened with it, but back in the day it was really a big powerhouse. Especially among, like, fans of male VTubers, because they had put out male VTubers to commingle with female VTubers, and, you know, there was no, I guess, kinda stigma about it in the same way, because in HoloLive, there's even still a stigma to this day of the Holo Stars streaming or interacting with the regular main branch company of HoloLive. Niji-Sanji didn't have any of that type of stigma. It was very much always a co-ed type company. And there were two blue boys that were my absolute favorites back in the day. I'm like pulling up pictures of them because they were my I always called them that because they were they did blue, they did like colored themed waves for both the first two boy groups that they debuted. And they were like the, you know, the main like yellow, orange, red, blue, I think. Purple and purple. And I loved the two blue boys the best at the beginning. I'm looking up the pictures of them so I can show y'all who I'm speaking about because I get emotional even thinking about them. Here they are. I remember getting into Nisi Sanji back in the day. It was a fun time. Yeah, really a shame that there's stigma for Hollow Stars. It really is. It's really not fair to them. Those boys giving off Power Rangers vibes with the team colors. Exactly. Blah. Here's... Oh, he's big. Big. I'll make him small. The two boys, so this is Yugo Asuma. I'll put him there. And then y'all already know who I'm about to say for the other one. Ike Eveland. Yes. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, and then Ike Eveland. These two boys were my favorites back in the day. Ike Eveland debuted first with Luxium, and Yugo Asuma debuted second with Noctix. They were the blue members of both each respective ones. And I was so happy, but I got my first taste of pain surrounding VTubers, surrounding VTuber graduation with Yugo because he was suddenly essentially fired from the company on December 12th, or December 14th of 2022. It hadn't even been a full year since he debuted. And he was truly my favorites. He was truly my favorite. Or my second favorite. You know. I had a hard time saying that one or the other was my favorite, but I loved them deeply. And seeing, you know, what happened with him, it really was a big punch to the gut, because I didn't even, no one got a graduation stream. He was just fired, and that sucks. That's so painful. That's so painful to have happen. And then over the years, more and more people left companies that I loved. And the biggest blow came when Ike graduated. I hadn't been paying attention to Nichi Sanji at that time very strongly. I wasn't watching very many of his streams because of all of the issues that was going on in the company. But I still held him close in my heart. And then when it happened, when his graduation, once again, not even a goodbye stream, just a quick goodbye, and all of his content being taken down, it really hurt. So I will say I am always thankful when we get a heads up, I guess. We get a heads up for streamers. We get a heads up that, you know, things will be ending. So I guess now that we have this time to, I guess, celebrate Kanata and get excited for everything that she has left for us. I'm thankful for that at the very least. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. Just makes me sad. I couldn't even imagine the pain from the sudden surprise hit without any notice aside from a quick farewell. I'm so sorry for you. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe it's helped me in a way, kind of truly appreciate what I have in my Oshis while they're still around. This is true. All we can do is celebrate the last few moments we have with Kanata. Yeah, we have the rest of the month with her. Almost the rest of the month. She's graduating on the 27th. It's just so sad. I don't have... I shouldn't keep crying over it. It's so silly of me. I guess because she's not gone yet. I remember trying to catch as many streams as possible for the triple hitter of Gura, Fauna, and Mume. I was never really a big watcher of those three, but I had friends who were. So I remember being there very strongly for them and showing up and drawing things for them whenever I saw them, dealing with the pain of it. Because I'd already dealt with the pain of losing some of my biggest Oshis. Heck, Pamu Rainpuff. Oh, she was so important to me. She really was one of probably my biggest inspirations. I remember me planning out getting ready to be a VTuber and actively watching Pamu's last stream. And I worked hard to become like her after that. Yeah. So, I guess I don't know what else to say for the rest of this. It hurts so much because I remember loving their content so much back in the day, but classes got hectic and I lost touch, so I wanted to make as many memories with them as possible before losing them. Yeah, I get you. And there's also that pain of dealing with the contradicting feelings you might have if or when they reincarnate, because if they do, obviously you're happy because the person behind them you loved greatly, and some people only care about who they are as a person behind the character. But I know there's a lot of people who very specifically got into them for who they played the character, their past character as. So sometimes it hurts more. For example, with Yugo, seeing where, Yugo has gone since, I haven't been keeping up with them as much, but I still care for them deeply. Where it's funny, so I don't keep up with them as much, but then with Pamu, where Pamu has gone since, you guys, if you guys know, you guys know how I feel about that particular individual. So I guess it's a very complicated set of feelings to have about things for a lot of people, and everyone feels differently and deals with this sort of pain and grief differently. Yeah. And like I said, I don't really know what else to say now, because I'm quite sad. I've been streaming for nearly an hour. Just talking about this. I promise next time I stream it will be back to happy, silly, fun times and not sad times. Not sad cry times. It will be silly, fun times. I don't even know what I'll do yet, but I'll find something. Who knows? Maybe I'll find something that you guys got anything you really want me to play? Play something spooky, play Danganronpa, I don't know. It's been a little hard keeping up with trying to do so much with with having to stream so much, admittedly, if that makes sense. Yeah. This was a very good and necessary stream. We were able to let out our emotions and speak what we feel in our hearts. Thank you for giving us this chance to become closer to this difficult time. Of course. I want to always have... it's like, I know I brand myself as kind of this goofy otaku character, but it's because it's real. It's because I really am like this. I am just kind of this goofy girl that loves her Oshis. I love my Oshis. I love my streamers. I love anime, and I love the community that it brought me, and the community that I've been able to build through you guys just from getting to be myself. I never thought I'd get to be myself I never thought I'd get to be myself and people actually like me for it. That's a really big part of why I love streaming so much, because I never thought people would like me. People would just like me for being me. Yeah. It's okay, don't apologize. Letting feelings out is important. Exactly. Letting feelings out is very important. Man. Yeah. It's one of those days, I guess. Not a whole lot else, I guess I can say. Maybe. Yes. I guess we can start getting ready to end, I suppose. I probably won't raid anybody because, you know, it doesn't feel appropriate, I guess. It doesn't feel necessarily appropriate to go from whatever this sad stream was to potentially streaming into or raiding into somebody who's doing something fun and silly. I would rather you guys take your time to feel out your feelings on your own and rest, and, you know, if it's late at night or / early morning, definitely get some rest if you can. I'll probably be awake for a while, only for the fact that I slept all day long because I was feeling sick. Hope 2026 will be better for you, Denpa, for streams. Yeah. I hope things will feel better soon. I've said it before and I will continue to say it. Denpa, you would have been my absolute best and most closest friend if we grew up together. You and I are so similar, and I'm thankful for that. I'm really glad. I'm really glad you can see me in that way. Streaming can be stressful. It can be. Which is why I especially, like, understand my Oshis better now. And, like, whenever they're like, oh, this was a lot. Like, I'm stressed out so much over this. And I see people who aren't, you know, who maybe don't know as much about it, and they're just like, how can it be that stressful? You just turn on the camera and play a game. It's like, there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes of it. I promise. But that's neither here nor there, like I said. Okay, thank you guys for coming, whoever showed up and sat with me for today's bit of conversation. I will see you guys later today. Yes, later today, I guess, is what you could count it, because it's 2 a.m. for me now, and so it would probably be later today for everybody else. Thanks for streaming. Thank you all for showing up. Good night and rest up. I'll probably play some games and rest and maybe nap later on. Stream will look normal again then. I'll turn on all my tabs again. I just turned everything off so that way we could have a more heart-to-heart conversation without you guys being like, oh, subathon timer. Right, that's still going. I wanted to make it, I wanted to, I guess, make this feel more personal. You're only 13 away from 1K? Oh, I am? Oh, wow, I am. That's crazy. That's nice. Thank you for the stream, Denpa. This means a lot. Good night, Denpa, and take care. Let's have fun, and she'll stream next time. Exactly. I'll find some fun things to do for next time, okay?